I'm Nick Casella, and I am the media designer for Charlotte's Web.
My name is Lauren Spiegel, and I am the lighting designer for the show.
I'm Thalia Pierce, and I am the scenic designer for Charlotte's Web.
I'm Dr. Amphelina White. I'm the director of Charlotte's Web, and my vision for this production was what we're calling storybook realism.
Storybook realism.
Storybook realism.
Storybook realism, kind of a look that it's pulled out of we want it to look like it's pulled right out of a children's book.
The primary theme of Charlotte's Web is friendship, and that true friendship means helping one another, supporting one another, and accepting one another for who they are.
Taking real life and making it a little bit like extra and like brightening it up a little bit and really bringing in the audience to it. I used a lot of Anne's original designs and ideas as far as like inspirational images, and then we talked about having the farm and everything be in Michigan, so I actually looked into a lot of like farming area in Michigan and sunrises and sunsets and drew a lot of inspiration from Michigan and like the seasons there.
Actual imagery from the 1950s fairs, and because we do go to the fair, as well as actual barns and insides, and looking at mucky troughs with pigs in them. And I went to the zoo and looked around at the pig area in the little farm zone.
And the director, her direction of storybook realism. And she gave some kind of examples, she gave some pictures from the original novel, the illustrations, and so from that, the scenic designer and I kind of came to the idea of watercolor.
The watercolor look and a simple, recognizable farm theme that allows us to feel like we're in a rural community.
Collaboration was fantastic in this show. I feel like this team really worked together really well. We all kind of came to the same understanding and idea of what we wanted to do. So, like I've said, I worked really, really closely with our scenic designer who did all of the paintings that became the media. She painted them and I basically kind of put them all together into one image to create the whole thing, and then, did some Photoshop trickery and things. And then working closely with lighting to make sure that the world on the screen transitions into the world onto the stage, and that it all kind of matches in color and in tone and all that. So this has been a very, very collaborative process.
Collaboration was wonderful. Everyone that I worked with really took to one another's ideas and worked together. I thought, because it's a storybook, I think that the scenery should look like paintings and watercolor paintings. And then the media designer and the scenic designer worked together to give us that painterly atmosphere. And the same is true in terms of sort of the storybook aesthetic of the costumes. And as well as with the actors. So it was sort of just a magic of cooperation and embracing one another's ideas and seeing how we could build it together.
I think I like Goose and Gander the most. They're hysterical with their repeating words, and also and I love the old sheep.
I would probably say Templeton. I think it's really funny how it just like pops up different places, and I feel like he adds a little bit of that like humor element throughout the show.
That's a tough one. I kind of want to say Old Sheep. I don't know. I'm having a hard time because I love them all. Templeton's really great, but Old Sheep is maybe my favorite.
It's really hard and it's not fair. I like all of the characters so much. Zuckerman and Edith make me laugh all the time because poor Edith is always baking and Zuckerman's always like, Edith, I need you to do this. So that's the farm family. They make me laugh. The animals crack me up. This is Goose and Gander and sheep and lamb and like Sheep and Lamb are kind of mean girls. One's very old and one's very young. And Goose and Gander are just like the perfect couple in love. And then of course, Templeton is just totally in it for himself and is so funny about it. So he's both kind of a rascal and lovable. And then Wilbur and Charlotte is it's just a beautiful relationship because she's so down to earth and he's so optimistic and yet new to the world, and so a little bit nervous, and just it's not one character, it's the relationship between all the characters that I think is my favorite part.